Okay, good morning, everyone. We're continuing in Sefer Chofetz Chaim, Hilchos Lashon Hara, Klal Tes. We're up to Hey and Vav. I just want to speak out, so that it's recorded, the question Rob asked yesterday. In Sif Daled, the Mishnah Brura, the Chofetz Chaim spoke about that the prohibition of living in a neighborhood of Bali Lashon Hara, sitting among Bali Lashon Hara, which is not permitted. And what do you do if someone in your vicinity is speaking Lashon Hara? You're obligated to reprimand them. So Rab asked, what is this doing in Klal Tes? This should be in the halachos of Kabbalas Lashon Hara. Chofetz Chaim there, when he talks about not listening to or not believing Lashon Hara, he should say, and therefore you should not live in the vicinity of Bali Lashon Hara. What's it doing in the laws of Avak Lashon Hara? Yeah? So we pointed out that perhaps the reason why the Chofetz Chaim positioned these halachos here is because this siman is about, not only is it prohibited to speak outright Lashon Hara, but you cannot speak what is called the dust of Lashon Hara. But there are many elements of the dust of Lashon Hara. Let's say you say something which only implies something slightly derogatory. Or, let's say in Sif Gimel, or if you say praise that could lead to Lashon Hara. The fact that you are saying words that could cause Lashon Hara means also you're too close to it. Mean that's also the dust of Lashon Hara. If your words are going to bring to Lashon Hara, so your words have in them some of the dust of Lashon Hara. Or if you say something and you're suspected of Lashon Hara, that's also, you're too close to it. You have the smatterings of Lashon Hara in you. By the same token, if you're present when others are speaking Lashon Hara, and you don't say anything, so then you're endorsing Lashon Hara. You're not giving the full endorsement as if you said it yourself, but your silence means you're complicit. So I think it's also in the parameters of the dinim of avak. Okay, we're up to Klal Tes Hey. V'da dafilu im shama levnoi ubitoi haktanim shehem medabrim Lashon Hara. Even if you hear your son or daughter who are minors that are speaking Lashon Hara, mitzvah ligar bahem. It is a mitzvah to scream at them, ulahafrisha miza, and to stop them. Kedachsiv chanoich lanar alpi darkai. Train the youth based on his way. V'gaimer u'chamayshines bar ba'arachayim. Like it's explained in Arachayim, le'inyan kol isurim shabatar. You have a mitzvah of chinuch. Presumably, 100 years ago, that was the effective means to get the kid to stop. For how to apply the laws of chinuch to this generation, lots of luck. Divrei chachamim benachas nishmam. Okay, Sif Vav. Well, let's see the Haga. V'kamatzar ha'av lahadrich hasban of tamid min arusam be'inyan shmir salasha milashon hara. How careful a father needs to be to guide his children from the time they're young regarding being careful in Lashon Hara. Or the like regarding other prohibitions. Speaking and conduct and midos require training. And whatever you are in a habit of doing, habit will dominate a person's personality. So therefore you have to make sure that you're guiding your children in the right habits. The truth is, when you think very well, the main reason why people are so brazen, why this sin is so widespread, is because everyone is accustomed from the time they're young to say whatever they want without any protest. Ve'in mala al datai, and it doesn't enter anyone's mind that there's any concern for a prohibition. So let's say a person grows up, from the time they're 5 years old, they're saying whatever they want. Nobody says anything. They're bad-mouthing their friends, they're bad-mouthing their teachers, they're bad-mouthing their rabbeim. And then when they turn 70 years old, they open up Sefer Chofetz Chaim, or they turn 90 years old, or they turn 40 years old. They open up Sefer Chofetz Chaim, and there's something called Lashon Harah. Nah, the guy's done. The guy's done. He already has a habit for speaking Lashon Harah. It's very hard to deviate from his nature. Imagine if people would treat Lashon Harah like kitnius. A kid who's 5 years old knows that if, heaven forbid, a kernel of corn is found in their house on Pesach, it's a disaster. Chas v'shalom. They take out a blowtorch, and they destroy the kitnius, because heaven forbid to have kitnius anywhere in your vicinity on Pesach. So imagine if a parent would have the same attitude toward Lashon Harah. Not so if the father would warn their children and train them from their youth, shaloi ledaber lashon hara, not to speak lashon hara, v'chein shaloi lekalel, and not to curse, v'shaloi lechazev, al shum bar Yisrael. Mamela ha'yadavar zeh nato b'nafshem mitzad hargal. Then they would already start. It's like he's already halfway to second base. It's already implanted in their soul through habit. Then when they're exposed to Sefer Chofetz Chaim, they just make a few tweaks. Then the kid would be zocheh to olam haba, l'chol tov ba'olam hazeh, and to all good in this world. K'may shenemar, mi ha'ish ha'chofetz Chaim, oyev yom le'eres tov nitzar l'shayin chameira. Ha'omer l'chaveroi, somebody who tells their friend, Eza davar, anything. Asur loy l'saper achar kach lachem. They may not repeat it to anyone else. Elam kein naslan rishus alzeh, unless the speaker gave permission. But then for some reason the Chofetz Chaim adds, v'davkim hu davar delesbe lishana bisha. And even if the speaker gave permission, you can only say it if it's not Lashon Harah. If it's Lashon Harah, it's not going to help if he gave you permission. So in other words, somebody comes to you and he says, next week, after Shabbos Nachamu, I'm going to St. Louis. So you go to Shul and you meet a Feivel. You say, Feivel, you wouldn't believe it. Beryl's going to St. Louis next week. Now there's no Isser in the Torah to go to St. Louis. You're not allowed to tell. It was usher for you to tell. The guy never, just because he told you something, you can't repeat it. Unless he gives you explicit permission, or we learned, he says it in front of 3 people. Why? 2 reasons Rabbeinu Yonah says. Number 1, it could cause him damage. You never know how, it could harm him somehow. Maybe the boss doesn't know he's going, and the boss will find out he went on an unauthorized vacation. And also, it's a lack of modesty. It's a lack of tznius. Modesty does not only apply to girls in high school. Tznius applies to all Jews. And one of the main elements of tznius is using discretion in what you tell other people. Friends, have a great day. So tomorrow, 9:15, Chofetz Chaim and Mishnah Berurah. We'll see you, Be'ezus Hashem, Monday.